How's everybody doing? My name is Kurt Friedrich, and welcome to episode 42 of TNT Stocks. Today's actual date is February 15th of 2026, and the simulated date is June 1st of 2028. First off, I need to make a correction on our last video. I had it as the simulated date of April 8th of 2028. It was supposed to be May 1st of 2028. So apologize for the confusion on that. Was a little bit out of practice and typed the wrong date in there. But it's supposed to be May 1st, and now we are into June 1st of 2028 for the simulated date. We'll move on by saying that the past week was had some good movement involved. Not exactly everything we wanted to see out of a week, but for the most part, if you see from the thumbnail, we're moving in the right direction. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the disclaimer or the criteria and disclaimer, and then we'll start unpacking all the different pieces for what we have done in our portfolios since the last episode. So criteria, we do one video per week. We'll simulate 1 month. I'll create videos when available at home, not while traveling on Army Reserve duty or vacations. Any week with a missed video will not be considered a simulated month. Each video will simulate loading $100 per month to the TNT Stocks account. All stocks bought in the simulation are actual companies with their actual end-of-week closing stock prices. Stocks can be sold between episodes at certain prices per personal strategies. This month, we bought 3 stocks at a price range of $5 to $100, spending capped at $180. So let us see what $100 per month will look like over time. And the disclaimer, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. I'm not qualified or certified to give professional investment advice. Day trading has high risks involved. Any gain or loss is at a personal risk. Past performances do not guarantee success in future stock purchases. It is highly recommended that you do your own due diligence when it comes to deciding which stock you will purchase. If I sound a little stuffed up, it is because I am finding some stuffed up conditions. All right, so as always, we do split our portfolio line items up into 2 different slides, because if I put it all on one slide with some of the information at the bottom, I think it would be too small, kind of hard to read on depending on which screen and how you are looking at this. With the legend at the bottom, which you'll see on the second screen. So you see here on this first half of the slide, not a whole lot of movement. AGL, still our top money loser. You see it has now dropped down to 36 cents per share, which has been the lowest that it has been all time. What a change has made over the past few episodes. Several episodes it got up as high as $90. While I was away on my Army Reserve stuff, I saw it get up over $1. I didn't keep up to see exactly what caused it to drop so low over the past few weeks, and especially since the last episode. But definitely something going on there, and it's still going to continue to be our top money loser. I was really hoping that it will gain and get over that $2 threshold mark so we can go ahead and let it go. But instead, it's going to continue to be an eyesore for the foreseeable future. What I will take note of is BKD has taken this role as our top money maker. You see now we have, if we sold it Friday at closing, we would basically have an $80 plus on BKD. So if y'all were watching these episodes back in October when we purchased it at the end of October, I hope that you benefited from those purchases. You see it's up almost 80% overall for in our portfolio. So excuse me. You see there's another line item right up here above it from the end of September. It's up $57, but also up nearly 100%, which I believe that's actually our highest percentage increase overall. I don't remember the exact dates, but I did buy some of the BKD for our little guy. It was only about $10 worth, I think. And so his is doing pretty well also. So really cool to see. I have some of it in my own portfolio, and I think it's also doing the best out of all the line items I have. So hope you guys were picked up on that and purchased some of it, and I hope you're seeing some of the benefits of it. All right, here we see one item, line items we did not see the benefits of. So last episode we bought a lot, some high dollar stuff. You see it was B&R we sold. So $10, over $300 worth of B&R we bought, and it did not perform well. So there was one day last week where everything dropped very heavily, rebound pretty well. I would say since last episode we are moved in the right direction, as I said earlier and indicated in the thumbnail. But B&R was not one of the ones that survived our portfolio when it dropped. So we ended up letting it go, and unfortunately took a sizable hit with it. Overall, we took a $34 hit. So we sold it 10 shares at $30.60 and took a loss of $34. That was the only line item that we did sell this past week, so we did take a loss in our overall income, which we will indicate in a future slide. What we did purchase was some Okeanis Eco Tankers Corporation, 4 shares at $42.98. If you guys remember, Ramaco Resources Incorporated, we've had this company before. We're buying it again, 10 shares at $16.48. And I don't know if we've had Sand Ridge Energy Incorporated in previous episodes, but we're giving it a shot this time at 10 shares at $16.90. So overall, in these line items, we have 187 shares. And if we were to sold everything at Friday at closing, we would have a gain of nearly $400, which I believe is a record, which we will move into now our next slide. Yeah, as you see here, we set the record in the last episode, and we set a new record now. We went from $360 in our over-under to $400 in our over-under. So pretty cool to see the big jump in the last episode and even continuing to move in the right direction in this episode. So basically, yeah, even though that part of the week, everything did take a big dive, like everything that I follow on my own personal portfolio, I think everything was red. I think that was like Tuesday or Wednesday. But either way, everything took a deep dive. Again, I don't know what the exact reason was. I was pretty busy at work and wasn't able to follow along with it. But took a decent sized recovery at the end of the week, and we were able to still squeak out a new record for our over-under. Next slide here was not what we want to see. Our income, because we didn't do well in BKD. Not BKD, B&R, because we didn't do well in B&R. Our income did take a hit. We dropped from about $80 down to about $45. So that was pretty disappointing to see. But as a previous slide indicates, and as you saw with some of the other line items, all it takes is a good sell on some of the stuff, and our income will take a big increase. Because we didn't sell anything that had a positive amount when we sold it, our take home is going to stay the same. Basically, anytime we sell something that has a positive price to it, we take home half of it and then reinvest the other half of it. So since the one line item we sold was a negative, this will remain the same, right at $275. Invested, this is what we have. If you take everything all the stocks, shares at what we purchased them at, this is what we would show, and we jumped up from about $3,300, $33.53 to $34.19 in this item. This is always going to move in the upward direction. We just don't want to see a large curve of moving in the upward direction because obviously we want to buy low and sell high. And here's our total overall. This one didn't have as much of an increase as we wanted, basically because of what we sold. And it went from $3,900 to about $3,970. So $3,903 up to $3,969 this item. Typically, we want to see it curving in the right direction. Well, it's always should be moving in the upward direction. If it ever goes in the downward direction, that means the market's in really big trouble, and our portfolio is. We want to see a curve, just not seeing it yet. Don't know when we're going to see it, but I guess not anytime soon, because I definitely expected to see it by now, even with the amount of increase we're having in our portfolio from the over-under slide. Here we go with our first combined one of over-under, income, and take-home. You see our over-under is really stretching high. Income with its hit in the orange here, drop down. Of course, the take-home remains the same. But again, as you see, compared to when we started off, the first year and a half, compared to the last 2 years, we've been moving in the right direction for the most part. And here's our second combined slide of our invested in total. Typically, we'll see separation in this. You see we're back about November. I'm going to have to start putting some years in here. This would have been 25, 26, November 26th, beginning of 2027. Started to see a little bit of separation, and we want to continue to see the separation grow as the portfolio builds from what we purchased, the purchase price compared to the current sell price. And last but not least, here's our portfolio all together. When we remove the legend, hopefully this is not too condensed on whatever monitor you're using. I have a decent sized monitor that I use, so it's easy for me to see. But I try to give, at least for closing, I try to give a snapshot of how everything looks all together after we remove the one line item that we did sell. And main things that I like to point out on this slide is how healthy our portfolio really is when you got Tigo at 75%, BTSG at 95%, TDS at 20%, BKD at 90, almost 100%, BKD at 80%, CMRE at 25%. So we got FRO at 41% or 40%. So we got, I think it's like 38 line items. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them that are doing better than 25%. I think that's pretty good. I think that's and now, except for these the eyesore at the top, AGL, we only have one other one that we purchased in the last episode that's negative. So I think this really illustrates the health of our portfolio and the potential that we have. And of course, we sold everything on Monday morning when the market opens. We have a take-home increase of over $400 that would go into our pocket. So cool to see. So anyhow, I'm gonna have to log off here and sign off and go take some medicine or something. But I hope you all did get something out of this video. I hope you enjoy watching how this portfolio is unfolding as the time progression moves forward. So with that being said, good stock hunting. Don't forget to comment, rate, share, and subscribe. All the above. And until the next episode, take it easy.